you get your weasel, you get your baby weasel boy, your perfect man who's exhausted, so this is the perfect time to do this. You just stick him in the bag. You hold his butt because he'll be scared if you don't. And then he's in there. Now I could technically let him go because he's secure. Okay, so what you're gonna need to make this project is a piece of cotton, or I'm using flannel, and some sort of inner fabric that's soft, minky, fleece, Sherpa, something like that. I'm gonna make the straps of my bag are gonna be 60 inches by 8 inches, but I'm gonna actually cut it 61 by 9. So 61 inches long, 9 inches wide. To do that, you can do it one of two ways. You can buy a yard of fleece, and then you're gonna have to piece that 61, you have to piece it together to make 61, because a yard of flannel or cotton is typically 42 inches wide by 36 inches long. That's how that's measured, unless you buy it longer and you buy 2 yards, which means then you're gonna end up with a piece that's 72 inches long and 42 inches wide. So what I'm gonna do is I have more than enough to leave it as one piece and not have to piece it together. You can also go, if you go to Joann's and ask them to cut you a yard and a half, a yard and 3/4, they'll cut it in different sizes for you. You can't order it online like that. You have to order by the yard, but in the store they will cut it down to more specific sizes if you choose to go that route. Lovely. Now I need to do the same thing in a soft fabric. Next, okay, so I have two of my two pieces that are inner and outer pieces. This is my inner, this is my outer. These are 9 by 60. Now I need 2 half circles for my outer and 2 half circles in my inner fabric. This is my outer fabric. Okay. Here's the thing. Instead of going through how to draw a circle and all that, I will put a link above me and in the description on how I draw a circle. I already have circle patterns cut because I use them a lot. So this is a circle that I made. I have a tutorial. It's really short. It's very simple on how to make full circles. What I'm going to do is I'm taking my, I'm going to cheat a little bit here. I'm going to take the full circle that I already have and I'm going to fold it in half. And now I have a half circle and I don't have to recreate the wheel. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this like this. I need to cut 2 of these. So do this however you would like. I want 2, and I'm not going to cut this on the fold because I want them to be separate. So 2 separate half circles. Let me just, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this to trace around. Not the most conventional. I probably should have put this on paper, but I keep these half circle. I keep this circle pattern because I use it a lot for ferret beds. And I'm going to cut out 2 half circles in my fleece pattern. Okay, so now what you want to do, you should have 2 half circles in your outer fabric, 2 half circles in your inner fabric, and a long strip in your inner fabric and a long strip in your outer fabric. So to grab one or the other, it doesn't matter where you start. I'm going to start with my outer fabric. You're going to want to find the center of this. So just the way to do that is to fold it in half. So here's my center right here. I'm just going to put a pin in the center on both sides, and you'll see why here in a second. And you're going to take your half circle, you're going to find the center of that as well. So we'll open this up, and just, this is already folded, so I think the center mark has already got a crease in it, just coincidentally. Alright, here is my center. You're going to do this for both of your half circles, so. Okay, and I'm going to do it for this half circle, and you're going to do the same thing for the fleece. So whatever we do here, we're going to do for the fleece. Alright, now get your outer fabric, or whatever fabric you decide to start with. You see my center is marked somewhat. Okay. Turn it so the right sides, or however you want to turn it. Basically, you're going to put these right sides, your half circle and your strip is going to be, you're getting ready to attach them right sides together. So you're going to open this up like this. You're going to line your two centers up. So at the bottom, don't do anything with this, with the straight edge top. So at the curve where you marked, you're going to want to put those. Here, let's do this so you guys can see. Okay. I want to make sure you're seeing this clearly. All right, so this is the center of my one of my half circles, and the center of my outer fabric. What we're going to do now is you're going to take and you're going to pin in place this strip around just like I'm doing, around the outer edge of your half circle till you hit here and then stop. So you should have one of your half circles attached. Now you're going to take your other half circle and attach it, the center, to the other side of your strip, the same exact way. Okay, so now you should have something that looks like a pinned up craziness. And then these are just kind of flopping around in the breeze for right now. And we're just going to lay this aside. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with your inner fabric. And I'm probably going to use clips to do this because, well, because fleece is thicker and the clips will hold, I think. So right sides together, we're going to clip one of our half circles to one side of your strip all the way to here. And then the same thing to the other half circle. Okay, so what we're going to go do now is we're going to go over to our sewing machine. See how this is like a pouch? Okay, we're going to stitch one side. We're basically going to attach our half circles to each of our strips using like a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So you're going to stitch from here all the way around to here, and then you're going to stop. And you're going to flip your bag over, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side, and you're going to do the same thing with your outer fabric. Okay, so we're stitching from where the half circle has the straight edge all the way around to the other side. We're going to do this on both of the half circles. We're attaching these to the strip. I'm doing a 1/2 inch seam allowance. But not like that, I'm not. Actually, I'm just going to do this. So now that you've sewn them, you should have your outer fabric will look like this. You're going to want to flip your outer fabric so you can actually leave your outer fabric so that the wrong sides are facing you. But it should look like this now. It should kind of look like a bag. You should look like you have the beginnings of a bag. And this is your inner fabric. It should look exactly the same way. We're going to flip it so the right sides are facing out. And for fleece, normally the right sides are duller. If you're using a blizzard fleece, it may look very similar. But this is an anti-pill, and the wrong sides of the fabric are duller than the right sides. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our inner fabric, and it's right side out. We're going to put it inside of our outer fabric so that the right sides are facing together. And we're gonna line these up. So we wanna line them up as evenly as possible. Okay, so now that you have your bags inside of each other, with the wrong sides facing together, I have clips inside of here. That's not cool. Okay. What I wanna do is I wanna line up my seams. So if you notice, this part of my, one side of my bag where the handle is, and you'll see that there, looks like this. See these seams here and here? Well, there are seams right here. I'm gonna match those seams up. I want these seams to match up if I can. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna match my seams where the straight edge of my half circles start for the inner and outer fabrics. Right sides together. I'm just gonna clip the seams together because I feel like that's a good starting spot. So I'm just gonna clip them on both sides. See how they line up, the seams? And the reason I did this is because fleece sometimes will stretch a little, and if I go end to end, like start up here, I'm afraid it won't line up as well. So now I'm gonna just clip all these. We're clipping everything right side together. Okay, so now you have your, everything is clipped all the way up to the ends, on both ends. Now, you have a couple options. One, I will say this, and I'll say this in the beginning before we get to this point for everyone else too, but if you want this to come down like close to your hip or something like that, you're gonna wanna make this longer than 62 inches. If you want it kind of close to you because you wanna be able to hold the pet and keep it close to you and bond with it and make sure that it doesn't jump out of the bag or anything like that, then this size is probably pretty good. What's gonna happen is we're gonna sew this, we're gonna leave an opening and flip it right side out. When we're done, we're gonna have these two ends that are not connected. And the way that you can connect them, there's a couple ways. You can get finished, flip it right side out, put these, overlap these, stitch them, and then it's connected. There'll be a seam, it'll be on the underside, it'll lean against your body and you won't see it. So there's that option. If you made it longer and you made it really long, you could finish these ends and then tie it around your body. So there's a kind of like a bow or a knot or something at the end. Another way that you could do it is you could get a heavy duty buckle. So this is like one of those ones that you use on a backpack. It's pretty heavy duty. If you're doing a 20-pound dog, maybe not so much. For my 2-pound ferrets, this is fine. So you would want to connect these, and the way that you do that is pretty simple. You have one end of your strapping that doesn't pull through, so this is what makes it adjustable. So when you go to connect this inside of your pouch, and there's a tutorial on my YouTube channel on how to work with these kinds of things, but I'm gonna actually use this because I think it'll give me a little bit extra length. Right now it comes down to about here, which is fine, but I'm really kind of tall, and so 62 inches is a little weird for me because I'm a little bit tall. So we'll just say that. So how my bag is going to connect at the end is going to be with these straps. I'm going to do this for you guys so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just lining up my straps. They're in there. They're nice and good. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to mark a spot where we're going to be able to flip this right side out. I am going to do it right here, honestly. Some people may not want to do it right there, but we're going to do it here. I'm going to do about maybe a 5-inch opening. I'm marking it with 2 pins. So you'll see my 2 pins are right here. I'm going to sew from here all the way around and stop at this other pin and back stitch on each end. If you chose to put strapping in like I did to connect these, make sure you go over that strapping 2 or 3 times so that you're holding it in place. Okay, so here's for the moment of truth. For the record, some of them. Anyway, we're turning it right side out with the opening that we left. we're gonna reach down and grab our, if you did what I did and use clips, reach down and grab those. If you did not use clips, reach down and get your ends out. If you didn't use clips and you left it, then I will show you how to stitch that in place. Like if you weren't going to use these and you were just going to do the overlap. Right now what I'm doing is I'm pulling out the corners a little bit to where these corners are from, they're kind of tucked in here. You can also reach your hand in and do this too, but. Alright, let's pretend like you didn't put these on. Let's just pretend like these aren't here, for those of you who chose not to do this. If you did not do that, then you would have something that looks like this right now. And you would have both ends that look like this, okay? If that's the case, and you didn't use those clasps, you would have something that looks just like this. You would need to take these, place one on top of the other, line it up, and you would stitch straight down so that you can connect these. Okay, so if you didn't use the clasps and you just did the straight edge, you would need to connect them just like this. Lay one on top of the other and stitch straight down. And then your underside would have like a lip, and you would never see it because it would lean against your body. For me, I used the clasps, so I'm gonna just connect it. Okay, now I'm gonna go over here. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go over here. Here's my open end. You want to grab it so that your raw edges roll in. We've done this a bunch of times on other tutorials. Right now, we're going to close up the seams. Now, again, we can do this two ways, okay? You can take a needle and thread and you can do a blind stitch and no one will see this ever. Or if you're feeling ever so lucky, you can stitch it with your sewing machine and people will see that stitch. If you want to stitch it with your sewing machine, which is what I might do, then you can add a top stitch all the way around, or you can just stitch this one spot. If you stitch this, and then you're going to want to tuck your outer fabric in. I probably should have done that before I closed up my side, but you're going to want to tuck this in place so that you have a bag. And it should look like a bag now. It's kind of like a sling. It looks like this. So now all you have to do is stitch this edge. If you want to top stitch the whole thing, you would be able to do that. You would stitch all the way around just like we just did, except you'd be doing it on the outside. Okay, you guys, so the bag is done. Looks like this. Here's the inside. So here's the strap. I'm just going to put it over top of me. But here's the cool part. So let's say I want to make it bigger. All I have to do is pull the strap down and then it hangs lower. And you can put it, just wear it in the front like this. You can wear it on the side. And then I can come behind me, grab this strap right here and tighten it, and it gets a little bit shorter. So now all I need to do is grab a ferret. If I can find one, here comes one. Hi, Angel, come see Mom. I need you, Weasel. Mama needs you, Weasel. Come see Mom, Weasel. Look, I know you're sleepy, but I need your help. Can you help Mom? Can you help Mom? Come and help Mama. Come help your Mama. Aw, and you get your Weasel. You get your baby Weasel boy. Your perfect man who's exhausted, so this is the perfect time to do this. You just stick him in the bag. You hold his butt because he'll be scared if you don't. And then he's in there. Now, I could technically let him go because he's secure, but he's crazy and he'll probably jump out. So while this is great if you want to bond with them, you have guinea pigs or an animal that likes to chill. Maybe you're lucky and you have a ferret that likes to chill. I don't, but they do when they're sick or when they're really tired. Here they all come. Just hang out for a minute, Doodle. See him? He's like, get me out of here. I'm going to try it with my cat because this bag's pretty big. All right, baby, I'll let you go. I'll let you go, my lovey. But that's how it works. And there you have it. One sling bag. I'm going to go stick my cat in here. She's going to be mad at me, but I'm going to do it anyway. Anybody else want to try for a ride in the bag? Yes, no, maybe so? No? Yes? You sure you don't want to try? Come here, Ruby. Come see Mama. Come to see Mama. Come to see Mama. Come here. This one's gonna love it. Nah, I'm being sarcastic. There her is, in the bag. She might actually stay. There you go. There you go. Let's see if we can get a selfie. Let's see if we can get a selfie. Hey, Ruby. Can you get in there one sec? One sec. Just get in there 1 second. I think we did it, Rube. Oh, you're the blurriest ferret ever. Oh, my Lord.